Hi everyone, welcome back. And we continue with our Principle of Creation series. And today we are looking at the sequence of creation. So, the sequence of creation then is there to help you manifest whatever desire that you have into the physical reality. See it happen for yourself in real time. So, this is one of the principles that was shared with me through spirit. So spirit came in with numbers for the sequence of creation, and they explained each stage for me on how I'm going to use these numbers when I want to create or change something in my life. So we're going to begin with the first one. So the first stage will be then the desire stage. If you were following my teachings and videos, then you will see that I did mention Nuguti. I had a certain desire to change my life, to see things happen differently when it comes to my spiritual journey and other parts of my life. So with that desire, I then had to go back to spirit. Then that is going to be your second stage, the number 2. That is going back to spirit to speak to spirit about the desire that you have. So we call this the aligning with spirit part. The first is the desire stage, which is number 1. Second one then is going to be the aligning with spirit. That is your second stage. That's where you communicate the desire that you have through prayer, through upatla, through communicating with your guides to say, this is what I desire for myself. This is where then you align, whether you do meditation, if that is a practice that you do that helps you align better with spirit so that you can clearly hear communication from spirit, whether you do spiritual baths for yourself so that you cleanse your energy so that you receive better communication from spirit, whether you do fasting, whatever way that helps you align with spirit, that's what you do. And then you speak your desires. From there, you're going to go to the third stage. The third stage, it is where then now you get ideas. These ideas come into, we call it the idea stage, and these ideas now come as a form of inspired action. This is the how-to part. Then this is where your spirit guides, this is where God then guides you on how you're going to go about attaining what you are desiring to have. And then we're going to move then to stage 4, which is now the action part of things. From the inspired action, what came as an inspiration for you to do, then that is where you take the inspired action. So I want to just make an example for you with my own journey. From the desire stage, I had the desire to change my financial situation. I had the desire to change things the way they were going when it came to my spiritual journey. So that was my desire. So alignment for me was consistency with communicating, which was then having to wake up at certain times for prayers, was then consistent with meditation. Those were the things that I was doing in order for me to keep myself in alignment with spirit so that I can receive better communication. And what came from that with dreams, that was spirit now communicating back to me, giving me a way. That is now the step number 3. So practically taking action on what was coming through for me in my dreams, which then opened up for me the motherline healing journey that I had to take in order to rebalance my energy and realign myself so that I can see the changes that I want to see in my life. And that's where I had to acknowledge the wounds, the traumas, and the patterns that were happening for me that actually connected to my ancestral lineage, which I then had to acknowledge. Then I had to heal those wounds in order for me to start seeing progress when it comes to my spiritual journey. This looks like I have to now do my spirit of money alignment. That's what I did. That was the inspired action that came through spirit that I had to do in order for me to see changes within my money energy, to see changes within my spiritual journey. Then the fourth stage, that is where I was taking practical action. When it came to the spiritual part, I was doing the necessary rituals that I had to do. I was doing the necessary prayers that speak directly to the issues that were presented through dreams, through intuition, and through my prayers and receiving guidance from spirit. I had to do those rituals for myself. And with the spirit of money, I had to now practice different money patterns, do things differently, treat money differently, understand the frequency of money and how it responds to one, how it responds to your energy, how you respond to money, how you deal with money. That was me having what I had to do. That was the fourth step. Then the fifth step then is now the change stage, where you're now starting to see changes happen from the practical steps that you were taking. For me, this looked like when it came to my financial situation, Spirit said, okay, one of the prompts that they gave me was create an evidence fund. An evidence fund is where then now you save a little bit of money and put it on the side, and that creates a fund that stays to your nervous system. Money can stay with me. I feel safe holding money, and money feels safe with me, because I would experience running out of money during the month and then feeling like whatever I'm receiving on a monthly basis is not enough. And I found out it's actually enough. Now I can do more than what I could do before with that money, just from creating that evidence fund, just from being true to myself and saying and doing what I say I would do, keeping promises to myself. That evident fund has changed how I view money and has changed how I actually use money, how I receive money. So that's one of the steps that, one of the things that happened throughout the processes. So at stage number 5, for me spiritually, I got to understand myself better. I got to understand who I am spiritually. And one of the changes that happened through me during the Madeline healing journey, that was prompted by spirit on stage number 3, is a change in how me and my mother interact, because that relationship has been strained for years, but it's no longer strained. And the things that she did for me that I never thought she would do for me, it was amazing to actually watch those things happen. It changed also how my daughter viewed herself. I remember just after doing one of those rituals, my daughter changed the way she dressed, and it was so expressive. She felt comfortable in her own skin. It wasn't in a bad way, but it was in a beautiful way. When I witnessed her being confident in who she is, she made something unique for herself and won it with confidence, not afraid of what people are going to say or how people are going to react to her, but she stepped out knowing that she is who she thinks she is. And that was for me very beautiful to see. and also touched my mother. She responded to me very differently, and even still today, I'm still amazed at how much she has changed when it comes to how she interacts with me. So those are some of the changes that happen. There's a lot more other changes that happen, but that actually happened for me. So we are going to continue with the series on our next video. If this is something that you'd like to learn more on, please do follow, subscribe, and hit the notification button, and I'll see you on our next video as we continue the series of the sequence of creation. Light and love to you, I say.